So it's not just the likes of Yugi and Snappy who are going to be playing from Europe. It's the whole team. The whole team are in Europe, which means the whole team are going to be playing with 150 ping. Now, we had this with Winter Fox before, who had visa issues. But obviously, this is, one would hope, a short-term thing. But once the relevant seasons conclude, I do wonder if the idea will be for this team to play in North America, which wouldn't surprise me. Now they are an entirely Danish lineup. However, I don't know how important it is for Optic to be playing in the North American region, as they are a North American organization and market this and that. But
I think, well, Mixwell tweeted that he thinks that they won't be playing in Texas, but he's just speculating because obviously he's not part of Optic anymore. But maybe he has some still inside info or contacts with the Optic guys. They might set it up in Europe.
Well, I mean, Texas doesn't necessarily mean the United States, so.
What?
Well, saying that
like not in
Texas,
but
I mean,
somewhere else.
Be, yeah.
Well, Optic, because they set up their Overwatch team, and they were going to send the Counter-Strike team to set up in Texas. That's where Hex is, and they have like a bunch of stuff in Texas. So
okay. Well, in that case, then maybe that does play more into it, but we can only speculate for the time being. I mean, I don't know where else you'd want to be. Maybe California, because you're by the sea. It's
nice.
More interesting,
nice here.
perhaps, depending on where you're from and what you're used to. It might be better.
All the teams are here. Well, a lot of teams are here as well, which helps.
Yeah.
I mean, SK, Immortals, Cloud9, like some of the biggest names in America, in the North American scene are here. So
I don't know if it makes a difference really, though.
Well, I mean, I don't know. It depends on how people want to scrim. Like you can scrim with the very top teams on
in
like
terms
good
of
pings
ping,
and stuff like that.
In terms of ping, it would help.
And also, you can interface personally. I'm not sure if a lot of teams or players are into that, but that would be a possibility.
I mean, these are gamers. Gamers interfacing.
It's true.
They interface with USB cords.
Texas is actually kind of bad for ping to even California. It's like when I was playing my matches at Texas, it was like 60, 70 ping. Surprisingly.
That sucks.
Yeah. Oh, Liquid are here as well.
Yeah.
So literally all the top.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're going to be playing all these teams online, then at least you have a better time of things if you're all in the same area.
Yeah,
so.
But the other option would be like Europe. So they'd have a really good chance in North America to go farther, probably, especially in the first season together. That would be maybe consideration. But in Europe overall, like maybe they want to play against European teams. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I guess that's the interesting thing where like the organ, maybe like some of the considerations from a selling and sponsorship perspective definitely has them, I think, in North America doing like that. Just there's a much better argument there. But then, as you say, like the team itself, they're all Danes now.
Mm-hmm.
Do they? It's like going to be a very big difference in culture and so on and so forth. So yeah, you can see a lot of arguments going both ways. That's going to be interesting.
It's like, do they have Chipotle in Denmark? That's a sponsor of them.
They probably have a better food standards association
with their Chipotle, yeah.
Just with food. Which probably counts for something, but yeah, it's time will tell. All we can do is speculating, but all we could do is speculate. But speculating is, well, I don't find it very engaging. So time will tell. These players are going to play on Mirage, and then they are going to play on Inferno. I think Inferno is probably going to be difficult with all those close peaks, top mid and such, with 150 ping. They're probably going to get annihilated.
So, well, the other thing too to remember is that Snappy and Yugi have come in, right? So Snappy was the IGL of Heroic, and obviously Stan is leaving, so he's going to be the IGL now. So what is the dynamic there from an IGL perspective? Obviously, Snappy's going to take over, but that's obviously always going to be tough. Just jumping onto onto someone else's calling, because I doubt they're going to stay with a lot of the stuff that Stan was bringing to the table, because he has a very autocratic leadership style as well. So it's that in of itself is not so common, I think, at the top level anymore. So it's a lot of changes. It's a lot of changes there.
Yeah, Snappy has a very thorough system. So one of the most structured IGLs. Like some people don't gel with that style. I think Balda didn't gel with that style, and that's why he left Heroic. When he got a bigger opportunity, obviously. But that's just, even if it works or not, that's going to take a lot of time, as you're saying, to try to get everybody working together on.
At least they have a lot of skill. They do have a lot of skill. There is that. But I mean, eUnited, they took a map off SK just now. SK not having any ping issues, not all playing from Europe, and very accomplished team as well. So eUnited definitely super dangerous here. They could really create a situation where they actually jump up the leaderboard today.
Yeah. I think you would have favored them anyway. over the Optic teams because all these different rosters have been quite young. Also worth mentioning that I'm a Pet is no longer a part of Optic. He's looking for a team to join, be it in Europe or North America, or even Brazil. So we'll see how that goes, but for the time being, eUnited, the spoils of the pistol round, so far so good, but some frags back from the likes of Gade and Config now. Maybe even a bomb plant. Maybe not.
Well, that was a pretty easy and swift round for eUnited. No bomb plant to worry about, indeed, and that is perfect. If ever there was an opportunity for the likes of Ace and Dazzle and Dapper to really go up, and we saw previously eUnited yesterday playing Mirage, and they played very well. We saw lots of pushing on middle from these players. Like these guys are going to get all the money, they're going to get the AWPs quite quickly. They're in a strong position. All they have to do is deal with the force buy. Will this be... oh, okay, it's not going to be a fake.
What is their ping, actually? I'm curious.
Everyone 150.
That's crazy.
So we'll go into this in a moment because let's see if Optic can make this play work. So they're actually able to get through connector. That smokes it down. Completely clear, actually. This is a big amount of real estate for Optic. But they can't get the bomb up pit. That's the problem. Snappy will take down one. They might be able to create an opportunity here. Yugi, 150 ping, 1 dig. Nice. This has gone very well, actually. Oh, another one as well. Now Ace with the scout. That's a one-shot kill onto Cajun. And one shot if he hits Yugi in the face. Cajun dead. Next player spotted. The 1v1. Ace can't really afford to miss the next shots here. This Deagle has already tagged him down to 48.
Oh, that could have been a really important grenade if he was more careful with it.
This is so sketchy right now for Ace. Because he was thinking about just going for the USP because he feels more confident he can get chances for a headshot, but he can't really take much damage either. It's not a fake. Ace will make his way around.
Oh boy.
So smoke there, that's going to be able to cover his cross.
That's a little sketchy for him because it opens up options for Yugi, even though Yugi's not using it. It makes it harder for him to clear stuff out. Like here, he has to worry about close left. And then inside the smoke.
Yeah, this is really troublesome. Yugi. Oh, I think they've done it. Yeah, there it is. Nice headshot. Yugi with an incredible 3K there, 2 of which being 1 deeks. Again, that should not have happened.
Yugi and Deagles on Mirage. I remember at E-League,
Yeah.
they even made a song out of it. The Yugi You Dirty Boy song, if you remember that. That was quite amusing. And he continues with it here, despite the ping. How far can they go? Perhaps it's not a complete write-off. It's not quite Winter Fox.
It's definitely not Winter Fox. I mean,
In my opinion, the game gets harder, a lot harder at 80 ping. At like 110, your spray completely breaks.
I was going to mention the way the netcode works with the anti-lag. There is a cutoff, I believe, but I don't know how it exactly works with CSGO and where the cutoffs are. But
what does cutoff mean?
Just like where
You
it's
have
not
to define
meant
that for the
to.
viewers.
yeah, so, well, let's just wait and see whether... Okay, so basically,
Otherwise, it's just words.
with anti-lag netcodes, oftentimes you'll find that there can be a cutoff. I don't know exactly what the formula is like in
What does that mean?
CSGO. I'm about to explain it. I don't know what the formula is like with CSGO, but in most games you'll get to like 100 ping or something like that, and then no longer will there be sort of backwards reconciliation, which is kind of the issue. Because if you imagine someone has 200 ping or 250 ping, 250 milliseconds, they're gonna see you on their screen, they're gonna shoot, there's gonna be backwards reconciliation, but to you, they're not on your screen. So you're going to get shot behind corners, all kinds of stuff's going to happen. You're going to get hit by grenades, which you can't even see, which aren't on your screen yet. You'll get hit by them because of the way the backwards reconciliation works. So there has to be a cutoff at a certain point to avoid all of these weird situations with
like-
backwards reconciliation.
Like to avoid helping them out at
Yeah.
a super high ping.
And just making, because it also makes the game very unintuitive. You think you're dodging over here, but that's not what they're seeing. It becomes a mess. So between like 80 to 100 ping is usually where most games have somewhat of a cutoff, but I'm not sure exactly with CSGO how it works.
It's a lot better than it used to be, that's for sure.
Yeah. So if someone knows that the exact answers to how the net code works, the anti-lag on this game, just tweet me. I'd be very interested to know the answer to that.
Smoke in a window. It's commonplace to see many CTs in window. It has become commonplace on an eco round, on a USP round. Combining the forces. Dapper standing in the gap. Oh, it's a team kill on an anti-USP round. That is quite special. Now Moose is the last man in CT. Ooh, how is this a 1 versus 2? They had USPs. The HE grenade to finish things off, and perhaps it is buy time for these players. Moose, does he go? No Kevlar. No. 5 M4s to kick things off here for eUnited. Now they can try to stabilize and exploit the advantages that they have here.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive how well they're doing. I mean, they have so much. If you look at the lineup, the names, I'm super excited for this team. I can't wait to see when they get going. But this is like day one. We're on day one. So this might be the inaugural match, in fact. Ooh. Moose gets snappy. Yugi with the AWP. Now, this is one weapon that's going to work out very well for them with the high pings, is the AWP. I think it's the easiest weapon to use with a higher ping. Optic Gaming doing as they can. Cajun B sneaking in the forward position. Gade wins a battle towards B. Will that encourage him to keep moving forward? Does he hear the stepping? Oh, it doesn't matter. Still takes down Moose. Caught on the jump. And that is pretty huge. That's going to pull Ace towards B. And that further opens up the defense as the bomb is collected. James, maybe it is a write-off, but for eUnited, maybe this like day one Optic with 150 ping, maybe the magic.
The ultimate honeymoon.
The ultimate honeymoon, yeah.
It's a team you can't prepare for. That is an edge for Optic Gaming. Maybe eUnited will suffer versus a team they feel they cannot prepare for.
That's nuts, man.
Yugi with the AWP, leaving Ace alone. But he could catch Cajun B off guard while the... Oh! Press Q. And he lose. Press Q and he lose. Wonder if he was about to pull a grenade out and then it saw an elbow or something, but whatever he saw, that was the last thing he saw. Bosh. Optic Gaming 4-1 up. They've come here to win. They came to play.
It cometh.
They came to play.
And they are playing hard right now. Playing hard to get. United can't catch him. Config. I wonder what kind of comfort he may find in this lineup. A player with a lot of evolution still to do. I guess that's true of all the players on Optic.
And they're teaming with potential.
See the Optic side slowly but surely making their way in onto this side. They didn't want to drop the smokes initially. They actually wanted to just use the superior weapons, but it's been a bit tricky here. The smoke required to get the bomb planted safely.
Oh dear.
This is a lot of damage, but it's just Moose left. And what is a Moose to do? Well, that is a very nice frag. He's going to be able to move forwards through the smoke with cover. Pick up an AK. There's a molly there as well on the floor, I think. Or no, it's actually a flash. I think he saw he's going to get the frag. Oh, he had this. Oh, his crosshair placement was good, but Yuki is just too good. I mean, he is beasting right now. If we look at some of the rounds that they've won, he's been the operating factor in all of them.
James, you were saying that he is used to playing on a really high ping already?
No.
Oh, never mind.
5-1 for Optic, and eUnited are on the double AWPs now. It's still early in this game, so there is room for recovery for this CT side, but they have not had much of any success at all, have they? It's not been the best of starts for them. Yugi making his way in for some cheeky plays. Some warning shots for the rest of the North American teams as they look to make their way to North America. Literally on a plane. So Dazzle's been lost. And Optic Gaming move for a simple split of the A site. Two players very deep indeed. How will they deal with this?
Cajun B in the window is definitely a problem. Can leave him there, he can just chill. But he can also be a good aid to the push. Teammates will go in and he's watching the vents, but they can't break the bomb site. That's a big problem. Yugi has an angle on the palace, but oh, he might get the peek. This is awkward, very awkward. Yugi's very good, but cannot save it. That looks on actually. Maybe he was moving.
Yeah, it did to me.
Might have been moving. Maybe it could have been ping as
Well,
well.
it might have been through his legs. Because I think it was a little low.
The ace.
Cajun B though is dead now, of course. 4 kills for Dapper. Instrumental in the victory. For obvious reasons. Not an easy spot to play. Dealing with multiple angles at the same time. Great work from him. Ping probably helped to some degree. But we shall see if they can stabilize now. eUnited, Optic Gaming. Their money has been whittled away. Yugi, can he find an entry with the AWP? Did he walk into this angle? No. Very smart stuff. 2. Surely there should be some kind of rotation towards B. That's 3 spotted now by Moose. And still there's not really movement towards B by any more CTs. There's 3 people towards B. And now Moose is dead.
Relics could get a good defense. He's running around the side. He's got a good start there. 2 quick frags before the trade. I think he did enough. They're still stuck here by the van. They'll fight their way out though. Ace, now the last man standing, will pick off one as they try to plant the bomb. Will he be able to catch him? Oh, that is stunning from Ace. The flick shot onto Config. And now it's about finding Gade. Ace! Oh, that is phenomenal.
Well
Does
done.
it all. Well, almost all of it.
So,
For 3
so
kills.
when Moose spotted those players, like also what James said, the rotations probably should have came in when he saw 3. But the other thing is that usually when you spot at that angle and you see them, they don't give you a shot. You switch. So you move back a little bit, you aim to the left a little bit more, and you wait for the wide peak for people to come out of B. But instead, he held that tight angle and forced himself to go super wide and got off because of it.
Yes, that was a curious round. And eUnited will take a moment. Well, this has been a very interesting start to this game of Mirage. See limitations on both sides now. And we'll sniper for Yugi. An expensive round for eUnited, maybe more expensive than it might have needed to be. They took different decisions with the information they had afforded to them. A with smokes appears to be the call. The whole team is here for the T side with limited weapons they have. Config with nice entry, moving up to the high ground of Tetris now. But nobody else is in A.
It's empty. It's abandoned. But they have attracted the attention of eUnited, and they will occupy it once again. Nice fragging there from the loaf man. The man of the loaves.
Come get a slice.
Can't get a slice.
You guys are great.
Agent B, has he got the angle here? Did he hear it in fact? Did he know someone's on the bomb? Yes, he does! He's got the call, he's got the angle, he's got the frag, and he's prevented a round from being won, or has he? Oh, the hold is close! Yugi though. Yugi is just annihilating everyone. Can we all just take a minute to admire Yugi?
Just believes in the heart of the cards.
Nice. Did wonder about that rotation, and it did come in handy ultimately, despite the bomb not being planted for the middle position, and that puts eUnited on a similar situation with the pistols. We'll see what Optic's anti-eco is like on 150-ish ping. Smoke, one would presume, towards the connector position. Bounce with me. Oh yes, you see the response. Is that a flash or is it a smoke? It's a flash because they're low on money. Often you would see the CTs bounce a smoke off that middle wall to stop the T's taking connector while the smoke is up. Meanwhile, Config moving into the B-bomb site and the whole party is here. Party of 5, Team Optic please. No move. How do we get into this position? 3 kills very quickly for eUnited.
Yugi. He's the last man standing, and he's done this so many times. He's 14 and 4. The man has 150 ping, for God's sake, and looks like he won't be able to do it this time. He'll be annihilated. But that was a surprising victory for United, just to see Zeds, really. Why they're so good. I don't know really what to make of Optic in this current situation.
Pinch of salt. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think we can really read too much into this. They may feel like playing with more freedom, more aggression. I mean, new roster for one, the ping as well. They might feel like just go for it or whatever. Who knows? We will just take these results for whatever they will be ultimately, but not really look at it as a sample too much of where these players might stand just yet as a unit. Round number 5 for eUnited. Can they string some rounds together now?
The slow creep back in. Yugi has just enough for his op, but his teammates are a little low. I think they're happy about this though.
Ooh, it's straight up set piece. When in doubt, hey with smokes. James's favorite thing in the world, I think.
Something like that, or the exact opposite.
Oh yes, it is the exact opposite, isn't it? Of course, yes.
Very late smoke in CT, and the site is empty. United will wait out the smokes. There is a flank coming in from Moose. He'll probably have to wait for... Oh, they're going for that rotation once again, but the guns are not drawn just yet. Snappy will trade, however. That does give the game away, but it seems he might proceed. Or perhaps not. Moving into the Palace position. 2 plays round, connector, Dazzle getting punctured. Relic's trying to use his teammate's death to advance his position. Ace coming in for the shots as well. Yugi shooting through the smoke, but there are 2 players to cover angles for the bomb, and now Ace has to come into the fuse, and Yugi will shoot him even though he's waiting for it.
Wow.
eUnited, they just can't get that consistency.
He straight up legged Relics through the smoke too. Just
Leg
totally
shot.
blind shot. My goodness, my goodness. But eUnited still have the ability to buy. They've got a couple of kits. Ace does not have armor. It's not the end of the world, however. This might be, though. Okay. Forfeited quite a bit of map control. All of minutes taken. They're top connector with a minute 30. They're already up in A.
Big opening frag towards the sandwich position, and Dazzle, he is holding his area down. Now look at the frags raining into eUnited. Really trading rounds, these 2 teams. How much can KGB do? Quick peek, trying to see if anybody's picking towards A. Expected, but the sniper rifle will prevail. And that is going to put Optic Gaming in eco territory. Nobody likes to be there. They can eco 1 and buy next round for the most part. Although they'd be limited on grenades without a bomb plants.
Nice.
Nobody's gone for the force buy instead.
B-rush. Party up on the B-bomb site. Ooh. if they go contact, this is a pretty good way to stop a contact play. Just the AWPer sitting there at the end of the plateau. Are there the requisite nades? Oh, I'm surprised it's not a double. Fortunate for Optic, they could have lost more in that one shot, but they will continue to do so. Ace is savage, and he will get additional. I think that must have connected. He got an assist.
Yeah.
Wow.
I guess it did.
That is beautiful.
Unless he tagged him earlier.
Nutty.
Basically, it's kind of impossible to tell. No, there's no tag there, so it must have been.
Here it is. Oh, I didn't even see it. It was too quick.
He did done dude it. Done doodly did it. Hit the flick. Last round of the half, round 15. All digs for Optic. Armored up, looking to just hit shots. They are doing so.
The Deagles are out. This is absolute carnage in the first half of Mirage. Config with the AWP now. Still with a man advantage, Optic. Don't have all the tools in the world, but maybe, just maybe, they have enough. How do you deal with this as a United? Losing 2 of their 5 players in a matter of seconds. Relic is pushing through a ramp, and that will be a lot of information for his team. Dazzle, fortunate to get away with that one. Config had the right idea. That puts it into a 3-on-3. Now maybe Dazzle commits towards the B-bomb site. Keeping an eye for more players though. Dapper continuing with his flank. They still only got the one person in B, so maybe Dazzle needs to commit here because the push is starting to come in.
Good movement around the pillars to make himself unknown to 3 people. And kill 2. Very good. Well done. Good recovery.
I feel like that half could have gone any which way. Just in general. But ends up at an 8-7.
Yeah, especially if you consider the way that it started, the fact that there was like this weird situation where Yugi gets 2-1 digs into the clutch, and the clutch as well like left Ace in like a really weird position where he had like a scout and he couldn't get the M4 for ages. He had to drop a really weird smoke. There was a lot of weirdness generally. So it's kind of cool that we finished at the 8-7 because I feel like it gives both teams a fair shout into this one. And it starts with the pistol, of course.
Indeed it does. T site swarming over the A sites. Only 1 kill per team so far though. Occasion B won't be able to do it on this occasion. On this occasion, no, I'm not going to go there. Okay, Config 1 versus 4 coming up from the ramp position. Ooh, that's annoying, isn't it? That is annoying when you get CS code. He's standing still. I see his head. I have a USP of all weapons. I shoot. He no dead. He no dead. Gun no reg.
I tap. I dead.
So just the pistols ready here for Optic still, of course, and the MAC-10s looking to make quick work of them. Perhaps Optic will be quaking after the rush of MAC-10s, but we'll see. Dazzle with the deep nade there. It's a pretty cool HE grenade to throw. Of course, if a player is jump spotting or if they're even hiding by the van looking for the headshots position, they're going to take some damage. But one of these 3 MAC-10s, I mean, it depends on the style of round they want to play, but one of them could just walk out somewhere, try to get some info. But I think with 3 MAC-10s and 2 AKs, it'd be cool to see a B split. They are going back into middle here, taking their time. They've got middle. High fives all around. We've got middle, lads. Let's go.
50-second mark. Dazzle smoking off jungle. Got a teammate covering the angle for him. But that smoke hasn't really quite hit the mark. It is quite messy. Rudimentary, at least. At best, rather. Anti-eco territory for United. It looks good so far. Nobody is dropped, so all thumbs up because all the thumbs are still alive. As well as the bodies the thumbs are connected to. That was my greatest line of commentary. Optic Gaming on the Eco Town once more.
I think it was your Game Boy one. That was my favorite. Playing on a Game Boy.
Is he playing on a Game Boy? Was it that JDM?
I think so, yeah. It's only got 2 buttons.
Okay, well, that's a good start for Moose. Bit of information collected on either side of the map. Dazzle with the serious chunk of info. A serious chunk of info. Oh, happy times for Moose. That's a good spray. And now they know everything. Relics will be able to finish the round now. There we go. 11-7. Optic having a bit of a struggle after, of course, the lost pistol round, but they will have enough for a full buy here. No, AWP. Oh, no, sorry. An AWP onto Yugi, which is going to be really important. I wonder where Yugi goes. That's going to be really fun to see. The MAC-10s will be held onto by eUnited. That's also quite fun to see. Lots of cool strats possible with that.
Favoring aggression. You can see the trajectory of all these different pieces of utility cascading over mid. Window smoke, cat smoke, and top cat smoke. Just to obscure vision, they've actually all decided to collect themselves at B, but because it's a deep apartment smoke, Snappy is going to get in front of this execute.
Grenade support might have RE jumps as well. That has not quite worked out for Snappy. Cajun B may be there for a resmoke, but that's not going to work out either. Oh, it's a nice flick from Yugi. But now how do they get back into the site there? Man, on the site config has gone down. This does not bode well for Optic.
That's absolutely true. It's an awkward space to find themselves in. It's so hard to retake from this position as well. You've got some serious questions to ask yourself. Unless one of these two players can get something pretty soon here. I don't know if they want to try to rush these choke points with no nades. And no way to split as well. No way to take attention away from the market. And indeed, they'll fall back. Optic being made to respect eUnited's T side here. And if we consider how much money eUnited are saving, you know, they kept a bunch of MAC-10s and so on, and, you know, M4 is going to be swapped out. They're in great shape here. It's going to take a lot for Optic to get back in the game. And they can force up here. They've got 2 guns saved. Yuki with the AWP, so they can drop a couple M4s. They won't have grenades. That's the sacrifice, though. I love the burst here onto B.
Such a big opportunity
With the MAC-10s, it's awesome. That's what I was hoping to see with the MAC-10s.
Well, Optic Gaming have money in the tank. AWP onto Yugi. Very important player, as we've seen. 20 for 12 somehow. Very impressive stuff. Ace has taken big damage, presumably from grenades. Unless he's been legged. It's one of the two. He has a kind of I've been legged HP. Around 12 to 18. You can see he's holding an angle avoidant of future grenades. Now, Gates jumped onto the plant pot for an elevated angle, but if he jumps off, most of the time, a sound cue will be given away. What can these players do with that, though? Maybe not not a whole lot, but it might give them an idea as to the setup that we might have from Optic Gaming around the A site. But it seems there'll be entry attempts towards B, and Yugi again is just a problem, isn't he? He's just a problem.
Good angle. So what's the recovery plan here from eUnited? Down to 3 players. 2 mollies, a smoke and a flash. Dapper will arrive into mid. It's a very troublesome area considering that they haven't cleared it. They've not forced players away. Look, you can see that there's 2 spots that he has to worry about and he won't be able to deal with it. Relics get some damage in there. Nice adjustment there onto the top of default. Continues to progress now. How much more damage can he get? Looks like that'll be it. Another round for, or a round for Optic. I think they're first here on the CT side. And eUnited have a lot of money to console them. Unlike you, James, apparently. Right now.
You what?
You were talking earlier about becoming poor again.
Yeah, I just booked a flight to French Polynesia.
It was on sale, James.
It was on sale. That's true. 4-round lead now. And a 1-man lead in this particular round. That'll certainly help them make it 5, but by no means is it guaranteed. Config on a curious journey in Connector, and it's cost him a lot of HP, but he's alive and he has an AWP. Dazzle taken out towards the Palace. There is a player on the ramp, and Config is not shy of looking for him as well. Attack sometimes the best form of defense. Ooh, Gade's on a mission. A fact-finding mission. He's on an expedition. He's got his straw hat on and a compass.
And a sextant.
And he's got his sextant. He's in a boat with his sextant, his map, his watch, and the other associated tools of the trade. But he realized it was one of those cheap plastic ones from Amazon, and is a replica not fit for actual navigation.
And now he's lost it.
I actually had to go through those to look at the reviews and avoid those. It's a Chinese ripoff.
Fake sextants.
Yeah.
They're trying to corner the market.
That's, I mean, leave the nautical lads alone. Just, I mean, that's
really.
like the one.
They're so innocent.
Yeah, they're just
They're
just
trying
leave
to
them
abuse
alone.
them because they don't understand technology.
Let them have
They're
their.
still trying to find their way around with the stars.
Yeah, let them have this journeys in the sea. Snappy. Oh, hello. Almost shooting his teammate, a little bit confused, but he's found himself fully rooted back into reality, although his reality will all be dark now as he goes down. It's moves with the plant. Config through the window. Fearless, 15 HP, knows he has to go for it.
Oh.
Actually gets that. Didn't look on, but I guess that's maybe the ping, actually. That looks very pingy. And that's what we're talking about with the anti-lag, those kinds of shots. It's hard to juke people when they have higher ping.
That's Freaky Friday as they switch positions.
13-8 though, eUnited looking fantabulous, as James would sometimes say. And just a fair warning, that is not a word.
Redonkulous. It's a redonkulous word.
Yes, also
It
another
is
word.
A dolphinately redonkulous.
We try to
word to
educate on this show, mostly.
Educate.
Mostly educate. And sometimes miseducate. Wrongful education.
ECS, the re-education.
We have a nice dodge from eUnited. They will be able to evade the big push on middle and get a bomb down and smoke off the offensive players. They're offensive, they're very rude. Do you remember that thing, James? Called, like we're like in the UK, you give like people an ASBO. What is that? What does it stand for again? It stood for something, but I forget. Like antisocial behavior.
Order.
Order. Okay, yeah.
What is that?
It's when you're up.
It was kind of like for like young delinquents, I think, but I forget exactly what it did. It's like
It's when you're out in the streets being an idiot.
I mean, a roadman.
And it's like, don't be out in the streets being an idiot. Stay home.
But who gives it to you? A police
It's almost a
officer?
curfew.
Or a parent? Or a...
Police.
yeah, the police give it to you.
Damn.
Stop causing noise in the neighborhood.
Antisocial? Something.
Behavior order. Or if you're like one of those chabby, terrible parents who's always shouting at their children.
And then they grow up with
just
hatred
being
in their
loud.
hearts.
But they have an ASBO.
ASBO.
Did you have an ASBO, James?
No, but I know people deserving of them.
It's an injustice
we
out
all
there.
do, mate. We all do.
The dysfunctional
Man's walking around without
parent
ASBOs.
who lives below my mother should be given an ASBO and it should be jettisoned into the sun.
Isn't the whole process?
Excommunicated from the
complete
earth.
Waste of space. 2 rounds from victory are eUnited. Dazzle left on the couch. He's been given an ASBO.
That's a disgusting couch. Any person that would sit there is a dead person. So it is fitting. Well, it's all come to a standstill.
A halt.
Optic are saying we got a 5v4. You come to us. How about that? We'll hold on to our grenades and you do whatever you want. We'll just chill. At least that's what they've decided to do for the time being. Waiting for something to happen from a United's perspective. They'll smoke connector and they'll slowly walk towards B. There is no info for Optic.
They like B. They go B very often, it seems. And it has worked out quite well for them. I would be trying to avoid Yugi. That'd be page 1 of the strat book for this map.
Snappy with an off angle. Repositioning. So far, so good. He's got a second kill out of it, running out of bullets, only 3 left, but Dapper will put him out of his misery. 2 versus 3. Yugi, ever dangerous, holding an angle. Wants to see if anybody makes their way towards the bench. Ace in the window, missing the shot though, keeps moving. Dapper can't hold down the site. Moving into the site is Ace. Surely he gets a kill here, surely. No flashes for the CT side, he misses that one as well. And he won't get another opportunity. Too many man missed, and too many man.
Too many man, too many man.
Many man. Wish that upon Ace.
Okay, 50.
What's next bit, James?
We need some more girls in here.
Need some more kills in here.
Because there's too many man, too many man.
To be fair, that is what it's like in any like clubbing environment in London.
I don't go clubbing.
Ratio's all out of whack.
I don't go in London.
I went clubbing once.
I don't go to London.
Or twice. I went clubbing once with my friends, and I told them that I had to leave because my PC was being hacked.
That's
And
the
they
lamest
still-
excuse
And
ever.
they still rib me to this day. With good reason. I deserve it.
That's you did. Yeah, that's.
You couldn't
I
come
was
up with
like,
something
look man,
better than that.
this is not I don't need to be here.
It's not a drill.
I don't have the money for nice clothes. I can't dance. Why am I here? I must leave.
My
I want to play
PC's being
Counter-Strike.
hacked. And my PC's being hacked.
Yeah, my PC's being hacked, guys. Gotta go. I actually said that.
Gotta go fight that.
That actually happened.
That's great.
Yeah. It's real life, baby.
I used to design those posters.
And at that point, I realized I was a nerd. I went from a nerd to a geek. I got them social skills.
As well for you.
Dapper making a desperate play towards the boxes, but he will be dispatched of. Dapper is gone. He's a goner. eUnited have many advantages, but not in personnel. Stereo frags around the site mean there's still a man advantage for the CT side. Rexel trying to draw players towards A, but he has got to be careful because he has the bomb. And he's the only man on ramp.
Ooh, that peak looking pretty good there. Yuki though, he's been a problem, a consistent issue. He's gonna fall back. That's smart. Falling back a little bit, afraid that he could get pushed with a flash or something similar. Will reinforce the jungle window position. He is be operating from jungle and out of the window into connector. We'll see Yugi go, and oh, if only Snappy had been able to find that kill, there would have been a really good chance here that they could have made the retake work, especially with Moose going for the long rotation. There's surely no way that Yugi can find to win this round. He's 25 and 14. He does not have the requisite utility or opportunity.
He died.
To close the round. eUnited 15 to 9.
Cleveland. You dare you.
He died.
How's the weather, Ollie? It gonna rain.
It gonna rain.
It gonna rain.
It gonna rain.
I like it. Famous, Deagle, UMP, Deagle, CZ. CZ. Okay. We'll get a very slow start here from eUnited. Snappy wants to go forwards, gets tagged. That is dangerous. Very dangerous. Does he continue to hold the position? He does not have a smoke. He is very, very much in trouble. 3 HP. He got knocked down to 3. I don't know how he survived. How is he alive?
He's bleeding out.
He is bleeding out. He's crawling on the floor. He's begging for assistance, but there will be none.
He needs to be rezzed.
Indeed. No res here, though. Oh! See ya!
Configure.
That was a NyQuil shot right there.
Exposed to Palace.
Oh my god! He's doing it, isn't he? AK collected. More headshots to find. Oh my god, config. Oh, you just see it in your mind's eye. Him getting a multitude of kills. As now it's a 2v3 for eUnited. It's all gone a little bit pear-shaped. And apparently that's a bad thing.
Really?
Ace with the smoke towards jungle. The default plant. Snappy. Does he see anything through that corner? There is a flank coming in. Ace looking for it, but has he got the flicks? He's got the scope. I think he's going for the headshot there as well, cheeky boy. Snappy on the box, Snappy off the box. Snappy high, Snappy down. Leaving Yugi alone with that deagle, that infamous deagle once again to stave off, well, to stay in the match at this point. But he can't. It will be eUnited surviving early scares for sure. 16-9, they take it.
It was hectic at the beginning. It was a very strong start for Optic. eUnited, I'm sure, were very upset about all these amazing shots being hit by Yugi, the clutch rounds that didn't go their way. Everything nearly fell apart, but they kept it together, and they dragged on.
Yeah, they did a pretty good job, to be honest. It's really hard to just gauge things around Optic, because you just wonder, what does it look like if they have normal ping? Just first of all, then what does it look like after a week of work? Because this is the first day, so really hard to measure them. But at the very least, eUnited do indeed get the win on the board, and we saw some good stuff from both teams. And honestly, I think we see a lot of reasons to be very scared of eUnited. Sorry, rather Optic Gaming.
Well, both, right? It's kind of cool that we're talking about them almost as a benchmark as opposed to an asterisk.
Yeah.
Which I think is great for their brand.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what becomes of Optic. I think honestly the lineup is definitely stronger. I think because just having 5 Danes as opposed to 3, everyone can speak the same language, and Snappy's a very accomplished and good in-game leader. Obviously, Yugi is just incredible, very versatile AWPer, so a lot to look forward to with them. But today was not their day as far as Mirage is concerned, but maybe Map 2 could be different.
Inferno is going to be Map 2. That is coming up very shortly indeed. So a surprisingly reasonable performance from Optic on that map, but can they do one better on Inferno and at least make it to double figures? Time will tell. We will see you after this break.